Welcome to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Barbie. I'm the founder, president, and CEO of GERCAM, the grassroots community activist movement. On this platform, we discuss authentic urban news across the diaspora and what's happening on the African continent. If you're joining us for the first time, please hit that like button, share, and subscribe button on my YouTube page. We encourage our listeners worldwide to engage with us by leaving a public comment about the topic in the comment section below this audio podcast on my YouTube page. Help make our audio podcast and our video podcast go viral by sharing my YouTube page with all of your Facebook friends, LinkedIn friends, TikTok friends, Instagram friends, X friends on X, TikTok, and any other social media sites that you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. Disclaimer: this content is for educational and informational purposes only. It is based on public available reports and verified media sources. We fully comply with YouTube's community guidelines. We do not promote violence, hate, or misinformation in any form. This podcast is available in two forms: as an audio as well as a written text in order for us to reach our audience. Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast is our Black media components. I would like to encourage my listeners to subscribe to my Medium page as well. And I'm going to show you all the different sites that I'm on to encourage you, all of my listeners, to follow me, to make everything a smooth transition where you can just find the information, and also for us to connect with one another. Again, I created this platform in order to recruit brave and smart, like-minded Black Americans beyond Chicago, brave and smart African immigrants across the United States of America, as well as our global African family. I provide my Medium transcript in the comment section below this audio podcast. I use this platform to share with people who are on my social media pages. I encourage Black artists, African artists, such as authors, poets, musicians, and Black entrepreneurs, African entrepreneurs, to make arrangements with me to come on this platform so that you can promote your books, your business, your music. And if you have a small ministry, then you can come on here and share a 30-minute sermon with my listeners from the global community. After the show, I offer an incentive to my guest speakers by teaching them how to create their own podcast, YouTube channel, and Wix website. So that way they can launch either their own online business or online ministry. I want to do more than just news and social commentary. But at this point in time, this is where I'm at, because my book is barely selling, okay? And items on my virtual store is barely selling. And it doesn't matter how bad I would like to get my Christian business up and running here in the city of Chicago. Without financial support from the Black grassroots and the global African family, then I am unable to do my God-given assignment, which is to recruit brave and smart, like-minded Black Americans. I'm going to say beyond Chicago because I can't find any in Chicago. It is what it is. I have very little support here. So I'm trying to recruit brave and smart, like-minded Black Americans beyond Chicago, within the United States of America, as well as brave and smart, like-minded African immigrants across the United States of America who's here legally. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't want any issues with ICE. Only reason we're going through this problems, with ICE is because a lot of the American citizens, especially the Democrats, they're trying to protect illegal immigration. And that's not cool at all. They're hiding behind immigration, but it's really illegal immigration. That's whose ICE is targeting. If you got your paper work, in order, then you don't have anything to worry about. But I'm a descendant of American slaves slash freedmen, so that's not technically my issue. But that's another story, and we're gonna get to that. But I am called through the help of my through GRCAM members for us together to build the best African American business within the United States of America, and that would be the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. We want to build that for credibility. I want to do that before I cut and run to Africa. But it's been 34 years, and I'm still on first base. Unacceptable. Again, this is why I created this platform, because I refuse to be ignored. I got something positive to offer. What do I have to offer? Read my story. But in a nutshell, we want to help this business. We want to help solve Black issues in the United States of America. And when we come to Africa, we want to solve African issues on the continent. Point blank. No excuses. So I'm encouraging the Black grassroots within the United States and the global African family to please purchase my revised book, Read My Story for yourself. If you agree with my vision and plan to help improve Black America, specifically Black Chicago, you will automatically become a GRCAM member and make arrangements with me to get on camera and let's talk about it, to encourage others to get involved. Our task here for 2026 is, again, yes, we want to get that book on that bestsellers list, and we want to raise capital for this film project. And that's the whole purpose of us doing this monthly virtual interactive conference that's coming up this coming Saturday, January 31st. That's the whole purpose of me doing that, to raise capital. We want to raise our goal is to raise a 100 and sorry, I'm thinking, my bad. 200. Our goal is to raise $250,000. That's the goal. That's as low as I can go in terms of trying to create a quality Black empowerment film. I really wanted to raise 500,000, but I mean, I'm just limited to the lowest I can go, and that's 250,000. So that's the goal. I'm encouraging African immigrants within the United States from 10 African nations to be a part of this. They are as follows: South Africa, Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Uganda, Angola, Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, and Nigeria. Again, I understand that you all came here to live out your American dream, but I need your help. Because for 34 years, I have been reaching out to Black Americans, specifically Black Chicagoans, and yet, they have rejected and overlooked my vision and plan. And it's for them after all. You know what I'm saying? But this is why I'm reaching out. I'm not ashamed to ask for help. You know what I'm saying? This business is not just about me getting it up and running here in America, but also to bring it to your African nation. That's real. And those who work with me and Sister Renee will go down in history because that's what this docudrama is all about. It's about my experience growing up here in Chicago, growing up in a dysfunctional family. It is what it is. Um, I have something positive that I'm trying to do, but unfortunately, uh, it's a hard. I have a hard time trying to connect with my own lineage, descendants of American slaves slash freedmen, because a lot of our people or my people have become Americanized, and um, they have this the word, I didn't write it down, so this is what happens sometimes when I don't have my notes and stuff out. But it is what it is. The word that's on the tip of my tongue, narcissist. A lot of them have developed a narcissist type of attitude, and to me that's like, hey, I got mine, you get yours. So they have become, they embrace individualism, and I talk about that in the book. And hey, it is what it is. But this is why I created this platform. I want to connect with brothers and sisters that think outside the box like me. I just want you to read my story first. That's all I ask. If you agree, then work with me. Help me get this thing popping, and um, especially this film, get behind this film project if you agree with the vision and plan. And then we'll take it from there. I need smart boots on the ground, so I'm going to hire based on the proceeds I earned from that film project. That's going to put me in a better position financially. So that way I can purchase property here in the city of Chicago, buy office equipment, hire qualified Black middle class professionals and qualified African immigrants. My business is going to be membership based because of this, all this 34 years of rejection. It's just, it's like pushing me into a corner. And again, I'm not getting pushback from white America. I'm getting pushback from Black America. And Black America want to sit up here and say to me, it seems like you don't like to be challenged. I'm just saying that's what my critics say. I'm just paraphrasing. I don't like to be challenged. 34 years is a jail sentence. You know what I'm saying? It's a turnoff. And so I want to make sure that none of my members have to go through this. And I only want to talk to people that's standing on business just like me. That's all. Point blank. Now, the reason why you're able to reach your American dream is because of my ancestors who fought and died during the civil rights era to help get African immigrants and Afro Caribbeans, as well as non-white immigrants, to have an opportunity to come to this country. Truth be told, the white supremacist financial elites only wanted white Europeans, immigrants here. That's just real. So I encourage all of my listeners to join GERCAM. First, purchase my ebook, which is $9.99, and I'm going to show you how you can find it. I'm going to walk you through all this stuff once I finish with this presentation. So that's the lowest I can go. I have to pay Amazon. All this stuff I'm paying out of pocket. I have to pay for this business title. I pay it, every year I have to pay the city, state, and the IRS. And I've been doing that since 2010. Very frustrating. Trying to get this thing up and running. What I want to do is I want to make sure that I have this business is going to be effective and successful for years to come, so that way it can be passed down to GRCAM members. I can't pass it down to my family members because they're full of Willie Lynch. So they're out of the picture. GRCAM members. And I am here to serve them. Those that's not part of us, we'll pray for them, show them tough love, and keep it moving. That's just gonna, hey, that's how it is. This business is for Black millennials and Generation Z. I'm calling upon Black content creators as well as African content creators who have a large following. Please allow me to be on your platform so I can speak to your audience about my revised book and my film project. This is not my burden alone, for this is a shared burden. Your CAM members, we will take the lead to help solve our social issues here in America by solving Black issues. I don't want the brand and the vision to die in America. I'm pushing this vision to the Black world. This is my contribution to Africa's rising. Because once we get it popping here in the city of Chicago, I'm going to turn it over to my management team, and I'm coming to South Africa first to make our presence known there. And I'm coming there to bring economic tangibles for GRCAM members and the locals, provide employment, give Black South Africans an opportunity to work for GRCAI of South Africa. That's the goal. That's all I'm trying to do. And again, if people want to sit up here and act a fool with me, we will remain strangers for life because this is membership based. So that's what I'm standing on. I'm looking for legitimate artists who are film directors, producers, stage managers, actors, professional fundraisers, technical directors, and marketers. That's who I'm looking for to be part of this film project. Once we raise, funds, then that's when we will get this film project. That's when we're going to go ahead and get this film project popping. So if you're serious about doing business with me, make yourself known to me. I'll provide my email address in my revised book, and also we can do a voice call or a video call if you want to talk with me. But make yourself known to me. Don't wait until I'm dead. I'm doing the best that I can. And again, it's been 34 years. I'm standing on business. Ain't nothing changed on my end. Again, we want to separate ourselves from, like I say, we want to raise the bar. Separate ourselves from con artists, hardened criminals, degenerates, pedophiles, and urban terrorists. I don't want those type of people in my business. That's why everybody will be screened. I want to have a brick and mortar, meaning that we want to make our presence known in the low-income African-American community or the low-income Black community. We want to become an economic base. That's how we're going to help stop the genocide in American ghettos by moving our cam from behind a computer and making our presence known in the low income black community, as well as connecting with the African immigrant community to be a part of us. That's what I'm on. And we want to replicate that on the African continent. Um, Now, once, like I say, once this film project is fully funded and made, and the proceeds start pouring in, then I want to make sure that we have black attorneys, African attorneys, investors, black black entrepreneurs, African entrepreneurs, social entrepreneurs, and philanthropists. I want those people to be on my management team or advisory board or my resource team. I'm just saying those different terms, but it's all the same thing. Um, I'm called by my Lord and Savior Jesus slash Joshua to rebuild Black Chicago, similar to that of Nehemiah, who was called by God to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. Nehemiah used qualified engineers, architects, and inventors to rebuild a new city. In contrast, I am seeking Black middle class professionals and African immigrants who have associate degrees and beyond, or associate's degrees or above. So, bottom line, the white man is not stopping Black Americans from purchasing my revised book. The white man is not stopping Black Americans from buying items from my virtual store. The white man is not stopping Black Americans from donating to my film project. That's a personal choice. That's Willie Lynch in real time, ladies and gentlemen. That's all that is. My film project is my last attempt to try to do something positive for my racial group, Black Americans, before I cut and run to Africa. Upcoming events. So, Saturday, January 31st, which is my birthday. And again, my birthday wish is that all of my listeners would be on board. They would purchase my ebook and read my story for themselves. That's my goal, or that's my birthday wish. Also, that all my listeners would help get my book on the bestsellers list and help fund my film project so we can get this thing popping. Trying to get my film project fully funded and made. And if we do that, that would be a great thing. So, that's where we at, ladies and gentlemen. Although we don't have a physical building at this time, we are using this technology, which is the internet, to broadcast what we're trying to do in Black Chicago and beyond. On this platform, we are genuine, sincere, transparent, and authentic. This event will help expand your network, enhance your profile visibility, and make more meaningful connection with the global community. We are looking for 5 people on my Facebook page or in my Facebook social groups to be on the panel so that we can discuss this documentary, which is called "Banned in Europe, Sold in Africa," and I'm going to have that documentary posted in the comment section below this audio podcast. I'm gonna have it, I'm gonna just say it's gonna be pinned up so you can see that. So I want you all to watch that documentary first if you're serious about being on this on the panel, and then also send me your email address so that way I can send you all my information about the process about being on the panel and all that stuff. Um, Now, if you're unable to participate on our live on our YouTube live, then please listen to the replay. Share the audio podcast with your friends and any social media sites that you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. And not only do I want you to just listen to it, but please leave a public comment on my YouTube page. That's what this is all about, ladies and gentlemen, trying to get you all to interact with me. I don't want to just be sitting up here running off at the mouth. We're going to take the lead. And again, I need Generation Z to stand up. This stuff is all for you. And those of you that's Black millennials here in America and on the African continent. So, Global African Family, if you're serious about me bringing my business over to the continent, spread my information around, but leave messages. And if you're afraid about, or if you're camera shy, then just use an icon. You know, when you come on my platform, use an icon, and so that way my listeners can just hear your voice. Bottom line, we got to speak up and speak out. A lot of things are going on, and it really doesn't have to be. And that's like this documentary, because let me speak to my Global African Family. You know, I'm not in Africa. You know, I'm here in America. But yes, I care about what's going on the continent because I want to bring my business there. I want to be part of Africa's rising. And if I don't have any Africans on my panel, that don't look right. So you all, you know, I mean, yes, you have to pay for bundles and all that stuff. Yes, it's expensive. I hear you. But this is important. That's why we need to hear your voice. Or if you, like I say, you know, just leave comments. So if you're not, I'm just saying, I'm doing the best that I can. At least I am using my platform to help give you a voice. You know, I'm not on the continent yet. I want to be. But the only thing that's holding me up is the fact that, you know, my book is barely selling. I got a positive story. But mark my words. Once Black Americans see that this business, I'm going to say, materialize, that we work hard and get this thing off the ground. Because, hey, like I say, this business is for Black Americans here first before I even bring it to Africa. Because that's my lineage. So, yeah, a lot of them be acting funny style, but, you know, it is what it is. We can't let that phase us, so to speak. That's why GRCAM would be membership based. We mind our own business. We're going to do the best that we can. But most of all, we want to separate ourselves from the enemy within. Our biggest enemy is ourselves, the ones that's working for the white supremacist financial elites. And those are our quote unquote Black leaders, such as these Black politicians. That's why they don't do anything for us. That's why I'm here at the grassroots. We getting this thing from the mud. In layman terms, we're going to build it from the ground up. So if you don't know how to use StreamYard, then make arrangements with me so that way I can teach you. So that way you can come on the show and be on the panel. If you don't know how to use Zoom, the same thing, I would teach you. But you got to make arrangements with me. If you got a business, but you're afraid to get on camera, okay, I understand. But you're going to have to, you know, let people know about your business. Otherwise, Closed mouths don't get fed. My mouth is wide open. You know what I'm saying? That's why I created this platform. That's how come I want the whole black world to know my story. That's why I want to do a film. I want to create a quality film. And I don't want to make no flop. Have people there that really don't, that's not good actors. I mean, this what it is. But I just want to go on ahead and if I have to do a film, it is. That's what it's gonna be. But I'm not interested in writing more books. I'm interested in creating effective and successful black businesses. That's what I want to be known for. So, um, that's where we at with this. Okay. This year, we are determined to get this film project fully funded and made so that way we can get our story on the big screen in order to reach the black world and let them know who we are and what we're trying to do for my people, black Americans, who are trapped in American ghettos, specifically black Chicago. Right? Uh, so, um, after the panel discussed the topic, then we will open up the I'm gonna say StreamYard line for Q&A. The theme, banned in Europe, sold in Africa. Where? YouTube Live. Time 2 p.m. American Central Time, 3 p.m. Canadian Time, 8 p.m. West African Time, 9 p.m. South African Time, 10 p.m. East African Time, and 8 p.m. UK Time. Title of this presentation, Black Americans Recall What Caused the Black Lives Matter Movement. Thank you all for joining on this special edition of our audio podcast that is streaming on YouTube. This morning, I tried to post this on, I believe, yes, that was on Sunday morning. And, the auto, I guess the sound really wasn't really that loud. So I'm redoing it. So if you have not heard, up there in Minnesota, a second person was unalived by federal ICE agents. Alex Preddy. This is the second person in Minneapolis in 2 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. Both victims were white Americans. I watched the video, and the way this man was gunned down looked familiar. I covered these stories for over a decade. I'm going to start this conversation off with a video from some years ago about a black family speaking out against police brutality. I want y'all to listen to what this black family went through at the time. To watch the video clip entitled, quote, Black Lives Matter calls for an end to qualified immunity. Discuss lawsuit against HCSO in Tampa. Teen's death, unquote. Just go to my Medium transcript located in the comments section on my YouTube page. And click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. Fair use WFLA. Okay, so we're gonna play that for you all. Bear with me as I pull it up. Well, hold on. I gotta. Just bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. find it. Okay, so I'm sharing this. This is my link tree. And then I'm gonna go here to my subtract Substack page. So bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. And this is basically what I'm reading here. My transcript I uploaded on here, but yes, it's a lot. Like I say, when I do my stories, I bring my receipts. Not on here playing. This is stuff is serious about what's going on, and I am a journalist. So we're gonna listen to it right here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna click on it. Here it is. Okay. Alrighty. So I'm just saying this stuff is really sad. Um so you see the sign that said in qualified immunity. What is qualified immunity? Qualified immunity is a legal doctrine established by the Supreme Court that protects government officials, including police officers, from being sued for civil damages for actions taken in the line of duty. It shields officials unless they violate quote clearly established unquote statutory or constitutional rights that a reasonable person would have known. It applies to government officials performing um, discretionary functions not just police, but it does not protect them if they are, quote, plainly incompetent, unquote, or knowingly violate the law. The doctrine aims to protect public officials from the distraction and burdens of litigations while performing their job. The Supreme Court developed the doctrine starting with person. I don't know how to pronounce this word, but I'm going to just spell it out. Pierson versus Ray in 1967. It is highly criticized for making it difficult to hold officials accountable for misconduct, including excessive force. While it is a federal doctrine, some states like Colorado, New Mexico, and New York have passed laws limiting or abolishing qualified immunities for lawsuits brought in state courts. This is something Black Americans has been calling calling out for years. According to the video, a spokesperson for the family said this federal law has been used to deprive Black families. We can go all the way back to the Obama administration. Former Attorney General Eric Holder said there's a thing called qualified immunity to protect law enforcement from being prosecuted. This was under the Democrats. In the 2020 election, Black Americans demanded that the Democrats put the George Floyd bill on the table in exchange that we will help them win the White House, the Congress, and the state and the Senate. One of the things in the George Floyd bill was about ending qualified immunity. The family may sue the city, but nothing happens to those road cops. And I emphasize, even in my revised book, road cops, because not all police officers are road cops, but unfortunately, they have a silent something about being silent, just like with the in the Black community. A lot of them don't cooperate with law enforcement because it's hard to trust people because it's bad apples in both groups, unfortunately. Now you fast forward this to 2026 and look at what's happening to Renee Good. She lost her life, and what did they say? It was justified. Now, 2 weeks later, another incident that happened. I found a clip from ABC News entitled, quote, Federal Officers Shoot and Kill Man in Minneapolis, unquote. Just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast, which is on my YouTube page. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. I would not show the death of anyone on this platform. What I was, from what I saw from the video, Alex Pretty was shot. The ICE agent backed off and then shot at him at least, I'm going to say, maybe 7 times at close range. A federal agent took the life of an armed man in Minneapolis on Saturday morning. The Department of Homeland Security alleged that the man approached U.S. Border Patrol with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun. The power of video is at your fingertips. Will be a equalizer in this day and age. They say the officer attempted to disarm the suspect, but he violently resisted. He was affiliated with the Minneapolis VA healthcare clinic or healthcare system. He was a lawful gun owner. He had a permit to carry, all of that. They said Minnesota's gun law permit permit open carrying a handgun as long as a gun owner has a valid permit. In America, white Americans have something called white privilege. White privilege means that you are able to protest. White privilege means that you don't get treated like black Americans. ICE agents claim that Alex Pretty had a gun. Obviously, if obviously he if he did, they would have disarmed him. I recall Arlington Sterling, who was gunned down by the police in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Um, uh, Philando Castile and um, Tamar Rice, just to name a few. We were outraged when that occurred. It happened on video. It was seen by the entire nation. This occurred under the Obama administration, mind you. If you're in a if you're in a Second Amendment state, constitutional carry state, you are not protected by law, which is the point we have always made. The Constitution has not been protecting us, Black Americans. We have had people sit up here playing dumb and stupid. This is what's been happening to Black Americans the whole time. Seeing the exact same treatment happen to white Americans, that's shocking. This is very serious stuff, ladies and gentlemen. They want to see where we going to go with this, because we have the ability to either unite or extinguish a social movement. If we extend our legitimacy, then they can take it globally. If we deny it and withhold it, it ain't going nowhere. We have to watch situations and incidents like this. We have to monitor it and be aware of it. My job in the media is to keep the record so that we can document whether or not they've been consistent or not. For example, Tucker Carlson can't make anything pop off because he is inconsistent. You cannot be against Black Americans protesting in the streets and then say that Ashley Babbitt had the right to storm the Capitol, break windows, and fight the police. If you're going to defend her actions, then why are you not defending our action in the streets behind George Floyd? In the Black media, we have to keep documented records for receipts to support our claim. And in this situation, there's a reason why TMZ has the title and the headline that says this guy was a citizen. To read the full TMZ article entitled, quote, Minneapolis Alex Jeffrey Pretty, identified as citizen killed by federal agents, unquote. Just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast on my YouTube page. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. The Trump administration is all over the place trying to figure out how do we justify this. Well, you can't claim that he was an illegal. You can't claim that he was not a citizen. It's at this moment here when you see people who are blatantly defending this and pretending that something happened on video that did not occur. They are defending the regime. That's the point that you get to hear when you have people fabricating things like Tucker Carlson, Ben Shapiro, and the rest of these white supremacists. They are defending the validity of violating our rights. The bottom line is we have the right to do whatever we want to do. That's them, I'm saying. The dominant society is very agitated because this is a flashing point. What's happening right now is the Trump administration is losing all of its credibility. I believe it was a tragedy that was uncalled for. I believe that this violated his constitutional rights and human rights. As a Christian, I don't want to see anybody get gunned down like that. I noticed that the NRA has not come out and speak about U.S. citizens' gun rights. I thought we had a Second Amendment as long as we are not brandishing a weapon at anyone. As a Black American, I understand how traumatizing this can be. White America is not used to seeing fellow white Americans being shot down like this, especially um, in the media. White America, I know you're listening. Let me talk to you. When Black Americans were saying, let's end qualified immunity because it gives law enforcement too much power without checks and balances, what did you say as a collective? Blue Lives Matter. What did Joe Biden say? He said he didn't want to end qualified immunity. He support qualified immunity. There are Democrats that support qualified immunity because they want law enforcement to have a unlicensed sanction to take the life of someone they deem as trash because the system don't stay the way it is if the police had to think twice before they unalive someone because white America support these tactics by road cops. Now you're seeing the tables are turning. Many of you are now making videos asking, quote, Black Americans, why aren't you in the streets with us, unquote? If law enforcement is gunning down white Americans, what do you think they would do to Black Americans? Alex Pierre, um, Pretty got shot just for filming them. He wasn't in their face. He wasn't bothering them. He was just there filming them because they were breaking the law. I watch videos of peaceful protesters protesting and they get pepper spray. Black Americans not has done enough. Our ancestors built this country for free, under distress and under the gun. It, it's your turn to take a stand for this nation. Also, illegal immigration is not our fight. That goes against our interests. I saw another video of a black man being roughed up with ICE. I don't feel bad for him because black people need to get out the way and allow these other groups to fight their own battles. The black grassroots as a collective agree that we should delineate from all these other groups for a while. If you step out there, you're going to get it worse than white Americans. But some people are hard headed. As a collective, we're not getting involved with any of this mess. The Democrats' top priority is immigration, and it seemed like illegal immigration. So they're going to march and protest for illegal immigrants, whatever the cost may be. White liberals will come out and protest. I believe you should be treated as a human being, regardless of your legal status, your home, your human rights or constitutional rights in this country should not be violated, period. Renee Good and Alex Pretty would be alive today if white America would have stepped up to put an end to qualified immunity years ago. I haven't heard one reporter about the ICE agents say they were scared for their lives. I haven't heard anyone say that they should have complied. I haven't heard anyone say They should have complied, follow orders, but every time it happens to Black Americans, it is always we should have complied or followed orders. What's even worse about this situation is that it's your own people doing this to you, white Americans. When America see white people being gunned down with impunity, they're going to have a different response. This is going to set off conversations among white people. The reason why white supremacy has been able to continue undebated for so long is because we have not been able to get white Americans to confront open racist white Americans. The only time the conversation about white supremacy gets initiated is when we're there. The only time things change is conversations that white people initiate with other white people. There's a fundamental argument that's happening in white America right now. And the question is, are they going to be sanctioning the killing of white Americans with impunity? It it was fine when they were murdering Black Americans with impunity. Now that the disease has spread to the white community, it becomes an issue. It doesn't matter whether you're on the so called left or so called right, everyone's asking the same question. That's what's going on right now. Let me go ahead and show y'all what's going on here on X, formerly known as Twitter. I haven't updated my feeds as of yet, but I will. I had reposts from Michael Harley. Sorry, Michael Harriot. He said, quote, "Don't worry, guys. The streets of Minneapolis is about to be flooded with pro-life protesters waving 'Don't tread on my flags,' chanting 'All lives matter,' unquote. This is why we have to remind people of all the stuff they were saying to us. You see, when you're in the righteous position, that's when you can remind people of their hypocrisy." Joe Rogan said that Trump is using these ICE raids to distract people from the Epstein files. Former state John Cash, I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I'm going to spell it Kasich. He said, "What's happening in Minnesota is waking up the whole country. People don't see justice or fairness and double down. It isn't going to work. It's tearing the country apart. Family, it's very interesting that when they're brutalizing us, killing us, and violating our rights, nobody says a word. 13% of the population that you have allowed the wholesale killing with immunity, denying us of our wealth, but never gets called tearing the country apart. That's never the crisis, which is why we step back and say everybody have to fight their own battles. Leave us alone. We will be equally uncomfortable. It looks pretty uncomfortable out there right now. The problem with the right wingers is they're desperate to win. Ali Stuckley said the Democrats are winning the media war in media in Minneapolis. Republicans have played decent defense, but we need more stories and images showing the professionalism and compassionate of ICE and Border Patrol, as well as stories. Imagine images of illegal aliens committing crimes and violence. This is the best their Republican operatives could come up with. Lindsey Graham, he said he spoke with Trump about legislation to once and for all end one of the major causes of fraud and illegal immigration in the United States, sanctuary city policies. He will introduce a bill that will accomplish that goal. Sanctuary city policies entice fraud, incentivize illegal immigration, and so forth. Family, why didn't Lindsey Graham offer this in the big beautiful bill? I believe that this is a public stunt because the border is something that both Democrats and Republicans use as a political football to promote their agendas. Chuck Schumer said, "What's happening in Minnesota is appalling and unacceptable in any American city. Democrats sought common sense reforms in the Department of Homeland Security spending bill, but because of Republicans' refusal to stand up to President Trump, the DHS bill is inadequate to rein in the abuse of ICE. The Democrats cannot just assume that Trump mistakes will all of a sudden give them victory in 2028. My message to white liberals: the greatest mistakes you made after the Civil War was not eradicating those Confederate generals. You let them go and they decided to spread their harmful ideology. You had a chance to wipe the slate clean after the Civil War, but you didn't. And as a consequence, that same element keeps coming back against the Union. The Confederacy is saying it's their time now. We tired of the Union. During January the 6th, I seen white Americans walking around with the Confederate flag in Congress. A lot of these dudes in ICE are Confederate and part of the Klan. The way Trump is moving, I believe the Democrats is going to win the presidency. Some people say this is Trump's way to avoid the public talking about the Jeffrey Epstein files. He invaded Ven, uh, uh, Venezuela. Now his message with the people in Greenland. He's ramping up on ICE raids across the nation. Anything to take the attention away from those Epstein files. Donald Trump has rigged the system for the billionaire class and the mega corporations, allowing them to dodge taxes and hoard their wealth while the working poor and black Americans get stepped over. He has 3 more years in office. Then it's over. Over here, we're not Democrat nor are we Republicans. Both parties was created by the white supremacist financial elites to give the American people a false illusion that we have a choice. We're independent, nonpartisan, and we're not affiliated with anyone. America is paying attention to our messages, and we're saying because we have a moral authority that others don't have. Thank you for listening to our audio podcast and for joining us on the stream. We greatly appreciate it. If you see a survey, then please give us a good rating because those ratings help recommend more content. I'm going to send a special challenge out to everyone that's listening to this audio podcast. I need you all. I need all hands on deck to be part of our film project so that we can move beyond cyberspace and get our story on the big screen to let the Black world know who we are and what we're trying to do for my people, Black Americans, that are trapped in American ghettos, starting in Chicago. Quote, Hood Liberator Made in Chicago, the war against Willie Lynch begins. You can be a part of this historic docudrama by contributing to our crowdfunding pages, which are um, our GoFundMe page, our Buy Me a Coffee page, or our PayPal Giving Fund page, which will help fund marketing, promotion, clearance, legal, and general expenses. If you're a U.S. citizen, then I recommend that you donate to our PayPal Giving Fund page because you can use it as a tax write off because this is a legitimate 501c3 nonprofit, faith based, and community advocacy organization. You can also purchase items from our virtual store or purchase my revised book. The ebook is $9.99. The softcover book is $15 plus shipping and handling. We appreciate your support. You can find all of the links below this audio podcast in the comments section. Thank you all for listening to our YouTube live or the replay. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing. I want to thank all of you for listening to our audio podcast on Spotify and Podchaser as well. If you are new to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast, welcome to our safe space where we discuss Black issues and African issues. We do this every week. This will conclude our audio podcast for today. See you on the next episode. Peace and blessings. And before I can go, I do want to show you some slides, as I stated before. So let's see where we're going to start with right here. This is my Medium page, so I'm encouraging my listeners right now. Please see, this is my cursor. So just type in manuelonline.medium.com. And so that's my page. So I recommend that you, all you do is click right here where it says follow. Every week when I do my, I would say my presentations, I always have it right here. I pin it up. So this is where you can find it. And you would click on there where it says transcript. Okay. And it's going to pop up and you can read it word for word. And just like on here, you know, you go through all of this. Yes, I mean, it's a lot of information, but hey, like I say, I mean business. I'm not on here playing games. I take what I do serious. Since I don't have my business up and running, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to just lay down and die. I'm going to fight like hell to do the best that I can to contribute something positive for my racial group, especially Gurkhan members, because doggone it, this is for you all and your children. You don't have to live in the Black ghettos to be part of this business. So right here, where I say show and prove, that's just another word for, you know, these are my receipts. You know what I'm saying? And so these are the things that you can look at. I mean, it's up to you. I mean, those of you that's on the African continent, you know, I just listen to it then, you know, or read it. But bottom line, please, I'm encouraging all my listeners, please leave a public comment about the topic and share it with your friends. That's how we're going to get the message out there, because a lot of people are online. It's millions of people. And I want to reach as many Black Americans across the United States beyond Chicago and African immigrants, as well as the global African family. This is what I'm about. But I don't want to just sit up and run off at the mouth. I want to have a brick and mortar. Again, that means a physical building. Let me see some other stuff I can show you. Let's see. while I'm still on this. Hold on. I just remembered. Hold on. I just remembered something. You're not seeing this, so my bad. Might be like, oh, I don't see what you're showing us. Yeah, I forgot to hit this part. Hold on, bear with me. Share screen. Okay, so I'll do that again, no problem. So here I am. This is my the cursor. And again, click on or type in, I would say do a Google search. Type in manuelonline.medium.com. And this is my Medium page. Okay. Here is my current presentation. Each speech that I do, I'm always gonna pin it up here. And you'll click on here where it says transcript. Okay. And so follow me here. This is free to follow me, but I'm just saying this gives you an opportunity. Let's say if you're on the African continent, if you're not able to watch the videos, then just read my transcript. Then, you know, I mean, I'm just saying. But you can also just listen to it too. But I'm scrolling down. This is all the stuff that I put in there. I write all of this stuff because I'm a serious I take my job serious as a journalist or as a blogger. You know what I'm saying? 34 years I've been doing this, but I want to do more than sit behind a computer. I want to recruit brave and smart people that's going to be on my management team that's going to help me run this business. You dig? And I want to turn the business over and bring it over to African continent, create jobs for GRCAM members so you can feed your family. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not on here playing games. Yeah, Black Americans acting funny style with me, but again, this is spiritual warfare. That's all that is. But once Black Americans see this business materialize, mark my words, everybody in Chicago gonna want to be a part of us. But ain't nothing changing on my end. And when I'm dead and gone, we're still gonna have protocol in place. I require people to first and foremost come to our mandatory orientation once we have that physical building. That's what I'm on. That's why I have to do this film. So I can be in a position to hire qualified Black middle class professionals, purchase property too, so we can have our own. So that way we don't just be behind a computer. We can have a physical building. And I want this to be in the community, in the low income Black community. And we want to make connections with the African immigrant community, because this is for them too. That's going to be GRCAM members. That's what this is all about, ladies and gentlemen. And since I'm right, so see where it says, well, hold on, let me go up a little bit. That said my credibility, but let me just jump up here again at the beginning. So all of this is my receipts. You know what I'm saying? I call it show and prove, but this is my receipts here. So when I talk to you, I come with facts. I come with, the business. So again, like a lot of you that's on the continent, you might not be able to look at all these videos. That's cool, fine. But still you can leave a comment. That's all I want from you. And share my information, because I want help me get that, put me on blast, in other words. So here's my book right here. Okay, where it says my credibility, you click on that link. This is how you can get my book. I'm gonna go into that in a minute, and this is our GoFundMe page. You know what I'm saying? Our PayPal Giving Fund page. All this stuff is right here. So I'm trying to walk you through it. So I don't want people to say, "Oh, I can't find your stuff, Emmanuel. Where is your information?" It's right here. You know what I'm saying? I back up what I say. This book right here, that's the foundation of my Christian business. You know, Kindle. That all that means is ebook. Right there, I'm pointing to it. You click on that. If you got a good smartphone, you pay that $9.99 to Amazon, and you can download it to your smartphone, or you can buy the paperback plus shipping and handling. So this is all I have, ladies and gentlemen, my revised book. You know, and I want to turn my book into a film. I'm not interested in writing more books. Having a hard time trying to sell this book. Uh, Click on here where it says our GoFundMe. All right. So that's it, right? Still don't have no donations. And so this coming Saturday, that's the whole purpose of us hosting that our monthly virtual interactive conference to encourage people to buy the book first and foremost, to make sure that we're going to be on the same page, and let you know what this business is all about. We're not trying to be like everybody else. We want to exceed them. We want to be the best um, African American business within the United States. We want to compete against Pan Africanism, which have been out for 125 years, and yet um, the continent is still, is not together because of tribalism. So when I come to Africa, we're going to be under one tribe. We ain't going to have all those other tribes. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what that is. So yeah, I'm just looking through. But yep, this is the goal, ladies and gentlemen. That 250,000. That's the lowest I that's as low as I am gonna go, because I want to make a quality black empowerment film. I wanted 500,000, but I just decided that's as low as I can go. And I want to make sure that we have, like I say, seasoned filmmakers. So after you read my story, if you agree with my vision and plan, then get behind our film project, ladies and gentlemen. Um, so if you don't want to give on our GoFundMe page, then consider giving on our PayPal Giving Fund page. Especially if you're a U.S. citizen, you can use this as a tax write-off. This is a legitimate 501c3. I got all the paperwork stuff done and everything. However, I'm not taking out, because my bank, I have an account with Chase, and they kind of, I'm just gonna say, I'm not gonna say hounding me, but they keep trying to pressure me a little about taking out a business loan. I'm like, doggone it, I ain't gonna take out no business loan. Book is barely selling. Items from my virtual store is barely selling. So I'm not gonna set myself up to be in debt. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, is what it is. So if this stuff, would sell, then yeah, I'll take out a business loan. But until then, nope, I ain't doing it. So here it is right here, my virtual store. All right. And these are the items we sell. And again, I have to pay these people. All this stuff online, I have to pay. This ain't free. I have to pay these people to advertise on their platforms. And that's why the stuff is expensive like that, you know. But hey, I'm doing the best that I can. And again, I just want to make sure, hey, we make qualified Black empowerment films. All right. And so I'm gonna let you look at this. This is my YouTube page. Please subscribe so I can get more, subscribers, like on my backup Facebook page alone, I got 1,000 subscribers. So, y'all need to come on over here. That's free to subscribe. And on my LinkedIn page, I got 10,000 followers. But yet, look at this, only 600 608 subscribers. So, and my book is not on the bestsellers list. So, that's not cool. That's not cool at all. But that's all right, ladies and gentlemen. That's all right. And so this is just an example. This is why I'm just pointing this out. So you want to say, where do I find your stuff on? You go to my YouTube page, any of my videos, you go down here where it says comment. That's the comment section. See right there? Where it says my credibility. So there's my information again, ladies and gentlemen. All right. This is how you find my stuff. I'm encouraging everyone to leave comments, please, and share it. And if you live in America, make yourself known to me. Be a part of my film project management team. I'm just saying, if you agree with the vision and plan from the book, that's how I'm on here to recruit people. That's all. You know what I'm saying? There's no middleman. You go through me. And I will reward you. But in order for me to reward you, I got to make money. So be willing to work with me in terms of getting this film project fully funded and made so I can be in a position to hire you. That's all. That's what we do over here. I want to connect with GERCAM member. I want you to become a GERCAM member. If you're a GERCAM member, I work with you and your immediate family members for life, as long as you're active. That's how it is. But my thing is, I don't want to remain in America for the rest of my life. I want to physically go over to the African continent, set up GERCAI of Africa, but it's going to be called GERCAI of South Africa. And once we pop in over there, we're going to do our second film project there as well. African Liberator, Battle Against the Colonized Mindset. Okay? And I'm approved to continental Africans. I mean business, because I'm going to apply for dual citizenship. And, we're going to try to spread it across those other African nations that I mentioned. And once we do that, hopefully, in my lifetime, we can get all of that taken care of. But if not, hey, I tried. But I want the whole Black world to know my story. And Black Chicagoans, yes, again, this is spiritual warfare. They act a funny style with me, but, ain't nothing changed. I'm doing the best that I can to get this business popping in Chicago. And, since I had to go through all of this foolishness, I can't, afford to sit up here and do this another 34 years. That's why I want to turn the business over, and I'll just go over to the continent and, work with Africans that want more out of life, point blank. Now, if my business spread beyond Chicago, cool. If not, that's fine with me as well. The bottom line is we want to let the young people know, especially the Black millennials, and as well as Generation Z, that We're in the information age now. You don't have to sit up here and have to go through what I have been experiencing. Only reason why I'm going through this stuff is because this is spiritual warfare at its best. It's disgusting that I don't have, qualified people on my management team. It's just me and Sister Renee. I wish I could find more people like Sister Renee, but hey, it is what it is. But hey, that's all I have to say for this portion of the audio podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, now the ball is in your court. Again, I'm documenting what I'm doing. I'm trying to make something productive. Ain't no scams over here. I'm just selling a book. Selling a book is not a scam. That's just uneducated people talking smack. And those are the same people that's going to be trying to get employment. Come to us once we in the community. Be the first ones in line. Say they want to be a part of this. Again, I want your thumbprint. Everybody's. And I want you to sign the community pledge. And I want you to pass our criminal background check if you want to be part of my business. Because we don't want I do not want any con artists in my business. And if I catch any con artists, there will be consequences. And we will have protocol in place to handle them. And I talk about that in the book. And if you want to know what those consequences are, buy the book and read my story for yourself. Again, I sell ideas, But unfortunately, in the Black community in this day and age, the dope man has more support from the Black community than me. And he is the one that's destroying the Black community. But hey, it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. With that being said, that's going to conclude our presentation for today. Peace and blessings.